controversy. Mini controversy does not show up. It doesn't really show up. What is this? What is that? I have some thoughts. We're just gonna be really honest with you here. Hey guys, it's Jen. It's kind of been a while since I did a dedicated product review, but you guys know the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star palette just came out. I've been so obsessed with watching the docuseries, so obsessed with both of those guys. They are old school online YouTuber people, and so I feel like I have to give my support. I was so excited for their collaboration products to come out, and today I have for you not only the conspiracy palette but also the mini controversy palette. Yes, I did get my hands on them. Actually, Ben did, and we were so lucky because he was stocking 3 different websites at the same time. It was such a crazy release. I was so excited to see this. It did sell out. I actually don't even know if these products are limited edition. It might be permanent. I'll have to check into that and see. All of the hype may just be to try to get people to get the first copies of these palettes, but I'm very excited to say that I did. So I love that the top has a 3D almost pyramid packaging, and I love that it has this shiny finish with the circles on top of the black. So different than anything else that I've seen. And then of course it comes with these 2 clasps at the front. Open it up and there is the palette. For the mini controversy, it has sort of that static TV look with a bit of a holographic sheen, which you can see in any of the silver parts. But what I couldn't tell until I saw it in person is that the entire logo here, it's sort of like those 3D glasses where one side is reddish and then the other side is a cyan, so it gives it kind of this off-center kind of look, like something's a little bit wrong. So pricing wise, the big palette was $52, the small one was $28, and then the bundle together was $72. I definitely want to swatch all of these shades for you from both palettes, but I'm gonna be putting on a little bit of makeup first so you can see how this looks on my eyes, and then I'll do the swatches so you can see every single color. Conspiracy is this greenish gold shade right here. Ooh, kind of reminds me of money. That is so pretty. And so far it seems very creamy and easy to blend. I'm just going in with Tanacon and blending it into my brow bone. I think that's one of the things I enjoy the most about this palette. You know, when you're referring to the names, it's like pretty hilarious. I'm having like oil slick kind of vibes here, but I'm gonna put on some eyeliner, do my lashes, and I'll be right back. So I finished up my eyes. Even though Halloween is over, it's definitely giving me some spooky vibes. I feel like oil slick eyes should definitely come back. So let me know in the comments if you want to see me do an oil slick eye makeup tutorial, because that could be super fun using both of these palettes. Let's go ahead and just start getting into the actual shade swatching.
They just instantly roll out.
Well, thank you. I'm trying my hardest. Like a mesh muscle tee here. This is Ranch. She's a very white shade with a little bit of metallic particles. Very soft, creamy, buttery feel to it. And the next one is My Pills. She is a pale pink matte tone. I tried to use that for my brow bone, and I think it's just a little too pink. Ranch could definitely be used as highlight, but My Pills I don't think works as a brow bone color. It's just a little sickly looking on my skin. The next shade I do love though. This is called Tanacon. It's just like slightly deeper than my skin tone, so it's kind of my perfect transitional blending shade. You can barely even see that on me. So this one is Diet Root Beer. I love that. It's like the perfect medium tan shade that's like warm brown. Looks so good on, I think, all skin tones, but especially yellow skin tones like myself. I'm quite yellow. That would just work really well along any kind of smoky color like I did right here. And then the next shade is a rose gold shimmery shade called Just a Theory. I think it's really pretty. I think it doesn't pop as much on my my skin tone as I want it to. I just don't think it's gonna show up on me very much. The next shade is called Spiraling. Ooh, that one is very soft. It's getting a little like bunchy under my finger. I think once I kind of did a couple swipes, the texture is looking a lot better. A little more on the cool side, like a really deep mushroomy color. Next we have Conspiracy, which is the one that I said looks like money. It's almost like what you would expect a gold to be, but it's really light green. Pigment. Ooh, that's actually a really bright pinky pop. That's a lot brighter than I thought it would be. And it's not Pepto-Bismol-y. It's like a nice, bright, reddish pinkish shade. And the next one is Food Videos, which is that yellow. One of the colors I'm most excited to play with in this palette. So Trisha is the hot pink shade. It's a little bit more textured than I expected it to be. And instead of having like a really shimmery shine, it definitely leans not quite matte, but just a really opaque fuchsia. That next one is Cheese Dust. Again, a very bright orange color. It looks a little less deep in the pan. It almost looks like it'll be a creamy color, but on the skin, it looks like Cheetos. The next shade is Flamin' Hot. That is a straight up red. It's very red. Not a dark red, more of like a bright red. I almost feel like it has slight orangey tones in the pan, but on my skin, it definitely looks a lot like a true cherry red. Wow, not what I expected. This is What's the Tea. In the pan, it does look like greener hinted teal, like it's more of a yellow-based teal. On my skin, it's a really pretty mint blue. Because I'm so naturally yellow, it really has a nice pop to it. Looks like a sky blue. Ooh. Ooh. So the next shade is Diet Cola, and that is my favorite so far. It's a very, very metallic, aluminum looking silver. It's so shiny. It looks like liquid metal on my arm. Ooh. Not a fact is that burgundy shade, I did one swipe with my finger and it's so pretty. That one is the one I wore on my lower lash line here. Man, does that pop next to the silver. I feel like I could do a whole eye with just that one shade. Next shade is Sleep Paralysis. She is a metallic, mushroomy, almost like a purpley gray. It's really pretty. It reminds me of this really old school L'Oreal Metal duo, and half of it was like this mushroomy color, and I wore that all the time. Look how good these three colors look together. That is an eye look right there. Next, I have Illuminati. Ooh, yeah, that's gorgeous. That is what I'm wearing in the crease right here. The base color is a little bit of black. So when it hits the light and you get that metallic sheen, there's a glow to it. Really, really pretty for a smoky eye. As you can see on my eyes today, it works so well for that crease. And then the last shade is My Rides here. Look how black that is on my finger. So dark. As I was using it on my eye, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I think this is actually my favorite black eyeshadow that I own. It was so easy to apply, so soft and creamy, and it has quite a lot of pigment. This is just a completely matte black shade. Going on to my next arm is the Mini Controversy. We'll start off with this metallic blue called The Simulation. The next is a matte blue called Canceled. I feel like it's a little bit like that yellow where unless I have a base, it's looking a little translucent. It's a pretty color though. It's just not quite as opaque as it would be if it had a base color so that it could really pop. So it's just something to keep in mind that with food videos and with Canceled, you would probably want to have some kind of white or very light beige base first. Now Exposed. That lavender shade kinda does not show up on me. It's very faint. You can't really even see it. My Apology is next. This is a true reddish metallic burgundy, but it definitely has a nice buttery feel to it and a satin kind kind of finish. Diet Root Beer is the same as the shade in the other palette, but I will swatch it once again so you can see all of the colors together. The next shade is called Controversy. I think versus doing a swiping motion with some of these really brightly pigmented matte shades, definitely a patting motion is going to get a lot of better color and pigmentation than doing a swipe like I'm doing. This is my boyfriend's purse, which once again, if I'm gonna be completely honest, it doesn't really show up much on my skin. You can barely even see that. It's very close to the depth of my skin color. The next shade is Cry on My Couch. That one is a matte beige. I'm not mad at it, I just don't know what I would really use it for. A little on the powdery side. I guess it could be like a very, very natural highlight shade, but once again, like, I just don't think it necessarily has enough contrast. And then the last shade in this palette is called Flat Earth, which is a light blue. That one surprisingly actually does kind of show up on me, but I would probably only use that with the other blue shades, which means probably not very often. I don't know. That is the mini controversy. Conspiracy, ooh la la, mini controversy, la. My hands look a little psycho. I've been doing a lot of swatches on my arm. We're gonna have some final thoughts here. Here's both palettes. If I were a first-time purchaser looking at all of these videos, if you are medium skin tone, close to my level of saturation or depth of skin, I honestly would not purchase this. A good half of the colors aren't even showing up on my skin. If you're into blues and that bright kind of purple, you know what, go for it. If that's your jam, if that's what you like using and you think you'll get a lot of use out of it. For someone like me who usually goes for a more neutral palette, or if I go for a really extreme color, it's not usually blue, and I like something that really shows up well on my skin at every end of the spectrum, I just would not get this one. I'm a little bit disappointed in it. I would say more than a little bit. I'm pretty disappointed in it because I was really hopeful for the non-blue shades in this palette, but because I was already leaning away from the blues, everything else kind of disappointed. Those were almost the best colors on my actual skin. Love this one, but it's already in the other palette. The purple is actually really pretty, and then what is this? What is that? What is that? What is that? You just don't even see anything, and that's really sad. I could deal with like one shade that doesn't show up on me, but that's like 3 of them right there. 4, really. I don't know. Little disappointing. The Conspiracy palette, on the other hand, I was very happy with the pigmentation, very happy with the wide range of colors. So many of these colors look really, really beautiful on my skin tone and really pop. I love the everyday colors that they included in this collection, especially for somebody that does have my skin tone. Like, I'm looking at my arm right now and I'm seriously so impressed. This is actually the first time I have used Jeffree Star, and I will say I feel like the quality is fantastic and definitely worth the price. And this does make me more inspired to be creative with some of these bright colors and integrating it into my everyday makeup. Overall, I would repurchase this even if it weren't a Shane and Jeffree collection. I think it's a very interesting palette and so incredibly different than anything else I own. So I'm in love with that, obsessed with the packaging. So cool, feels so nice and high quality and so incredibly customized. But yeah, gotta say, mini controversy. Definitely would not repurchase, would not recommend you guys to buy this. I can't wait to use it more. Let me know if you guys want to see me do additional tutorials using this palette. And I really hope they come back in stock so you guys can get your hands on it, because I feel like even just the one look I did, I had a lot of fun just dipping in different colors and seeing what kind of combinations I could make. If it can swatch well, I feel like it definitely can look good on the eyes, but it's not always vice vice versa, because sometimes things swatch a little funny and it can still play really well with the eyes, but these are swatching great. So I was really happy with how they blended, how they applied, and how much pigmentation they had. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review, and if you want to see me reviewing more products, let me know down in the comment what you would like to see me cover next time. Give me a thumbs up if you found this helpful, and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!